Hold on. Marcus, you don't take your butt outside and drill that ball in the concrete.
Welcome to All Ball. Format unique, all access for all y'all. What the spiel like? Back full of elite athletes that wanna teach and it speaks to the streets, so it feel right. Marcus Liberty, a legend on and off the court to give you what you need. Robert Reed is your co-host. Go. Yeah. Like and subscribe and follow like a crossover. Never know what might fall through this bitch tomorrow. So All Ball Chicago. All Ball Chicago. All Ball Chicago. It's all I know. It's All Ball Chicago. All Ball Chicago. All Ball Chicago. All Ball Chicago. It's all I know. It's All Ball Chicago.
Welcome to another edition of All Ball Chicago. I am your co-host, Robert Bobby Reed, and I got the legend, the NBA veteran, the McDonald All-American, your host, Marcus, living in the building. What's up, Marcus?
What's up, my beautiful people?
What's up, Marcus? I remember the first time I did that. It kind of caught on, didn't it, Lynn?
Yeah.
My son, he started doing it.
And my nephew, Javon doing it too. That's how when he called, he said, "What's up, Marcus?"
I had my glasses on because I wanted to feel like I was in Florida, like you on vacation, man.
You need to put that on T-shirts. What's up, Marcus?
You ain't lying. Just all ball and then, what's up, Marcus? You ain't lying. That'd be a good catch. Yeah. But man, it's been beautiful, man. How everything going over there, man? What's going on, man? We got a guest, man. We trying to get on Tyrone, baseball legend at DuSable, basketball legend. Coached, went back to college at 30 years old, pitched a no-hitter. The man is a baseball savant.
Right.
Man, we're trying to get him on, man. We're trying to get him on. One thing, he says send it to his inbox on Messenger. Let me see if I can grab it up.
Yeah, you grab it up
right quick.
Look what people are already talking about you, Bob, man, about you moving around with your yacht yoga classes.
Oh, let me see. I can't see that. What my screen? I can't hardly see.
Robert Bobby Reed, you and your hot yoga videos are for grown women only. OMG.
Wow. Thanks, man. Thanks. I actually went today. I was going to go out to Arlington Heights, but I was thinking about this show. I would have been too late getting back to the studio.
Right.
So I opted for Naperville this morning, and lo and behold, it was hot as hell.
And tell us some of our listeners why you do that.
You know what, man? Like yourself, we grew up playing basketball our entire life, and you still have that competitive nature, and you still want to do something. Mm-hmm. You know, so I started taking yoga, man, probably about 12 years ago, on and off to Beacom, and I fell in love with it, Marcus, because I couldn't beat it, and it's so hot in there. So, and it helps me out, man, mentally. It really, really helps my mentals, if I must say so, man.
Wow.
Really enjoy it.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's good, man. And I think it's for health reasons, man. It's good to get your proper exercise in and your mental, and all that, man. It's some people just say they don't have time to do that, to get in the gym and work out and do all the things that help your day start, really. Mm-hmm. Like people don't know how important meditation is. To clear your mind from everything that you ever probably was worried about, and go exercise and then go to work.
Yeah, you have to do that.
Yes.
So they say your day should start with meditation, then you exercise, then you go to work. They say do not pick up your phone and take in all that garbage. Right. While y'all waiting for the guests, let's talk NBA. Who do y'all think is the MVP or top 5 in the race past the midway point? Well, we got to go with the Joker. We got to go with Embiid. We got to go with John Morant. We got to go with Jason Tatum, and we got to go with Giannis. Who you got?
No, those will probably be my picks too. I mean,
Those are top 5 guys, right?
I mean, but I think. I mean, did you say Luka too or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luka. No, I didn't put Luka in there. I
Yeah.
didn't.
I mean, he could be that 6th guy,
Yeah.
that you could throw in the mix. I mean, I think it's a good chance that Giannis might get it.
Again?
Well, the Joker had it 2 years in a row.
Right. Yeah, they talk
You
about the
know.
Joker trying to get it again this year.
Joker, yeah, he had it. So the big Joker, but I don't know. Joel Embiid, I mean, it's a good chance. Hoop Baller Scoop just said John Morant and them boys struggling in the last 3 weeks. Is it because of the off the court things that's been happening?
Sometimes those distractions can happen, and you know it. You played, Lib. You know how it go now.
Right.
Sometimes you get away from the basketball and you start thinking you're a rapper and all that other stuff, right?
Yeah. But this is the generation that we're living in where, hip hop, they come to the game sitting on the, front row and enjoying it and thinking that they hooping and vice versa. I mean, he's building relationships with those guys too. But I just think at one point everybody was thinking Memphis was going to probably be that one or top 2, 3 teams coming out of the West.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't, think that's going to happen now. I mean, they still going to make the playoffs, but I don't think they're going to be high, up there because now Phoenix just got a mega star.
I was going to ask you about that boy.
Yeah.
That's your favorite guy.
That's my favorite guy.
That's your favorite guy.
You already know. You already know.
You penciling them in the winning, ain't it?
Man, 40 cal, baby.
With Devin Booker? Oh, man, that's nasty.
Phoenix going to look real nice, man.
Yeah, man. I think Phoenix going to mess around and win it, man.
So what about the other teams, man, that's on the fence, like a Laker, like the Lakers, right? What are the Lakers now? What are they, 13 in that 13-12 spot right now?
Right now, LeBron hasn't played in the last 3 games since he got the record. So it's my belief that the Lakers may be packing it in, man.
Right.
It's my belief that LeBron is looking forward to next year. Now, I'm not going to say that LeBron is doing that, but you ain't played the last 3 games. And what's going on, LeBron?
Yeah, he's hanging out, I guess he's doing his little tour. He was at the Super Bowl. He was at the Super Bowl, letting everybody know that give me some claps. I'm in the building, right?
I'm in here.
In here. I just broke records, So he's doing his rounds, and and then you saw somebody say something about AD. He didn't stand up when he got the record. Everybody else cheering. So it was a lot of stuff being said, man, about.
Well, they had said that the locker room had just blew up. Russell Westbrook sent the locker room up. So AD was on some Chi-Town pissed. He was pissed like, man, this goof ass nigga.
Wow.
That's AD, man, this goof ass nigga back. He couldn't get excited. He like, man, AD had that look like, how Chi-Town dudes be, man. Like, man, can we just get through this, man? Because
So they saying allegedly something happened in the locker room.
Yeah, the coaches and all that. Westbrook sent the locker room up with Dalvin Ham and all that, man. That's why he was out of there the next day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that, man, I didn't know that, Bob. That's crazy.
I'm telling you, man.
But you can see it, man. Really, if you're a true basketball fan, you can see the animosity out there on the court when Russell and all three of those was out there at the court at some time together. You can see it, man. Like the tension, like you can see, like Russell want to just take it and go coast to coast, and then he got to slow it down and then pitch it out to LeBron and let LeBron, basically set up the play.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see Russell like, man, why y'all got me? Y'all supposed to be the point guard.
Right.
Why I can't get us into it? So now that's how the coach was basically saying, it's your team, Russ, when we bring you off the bench, because that's when we're going to give the other guys a little break and you can go out there and be you.
Mm-hmm. And that right there, that was him trying to appease LeBron. And LeBron, it's just, we thought it would work, but it didn't. Hopefully he comes to Chicago. I want to see Russell Westbrook in Chicago.
So you've been hearing rumors that Russell might still end up in Chicago.
I've been hearing rumors that he may end up in Chicago, man. And this is his coach, remember?
Oh, yeah, at Oklahoma, yeah.
Okay,
Billy
Donovan is his coach, man. So I just think that will add a jolt to our team, man. We need somebody that can play every night, man, and give it to just go. We used to dogs. We ain't got Ayo too young to carry the team. They won't Ayo to carry the team. He's too young. He's talented as ever.
So Bob, my question to you: when LeBron broke that record, did he play the next game?
Absolutely not.
So did he get hurt in the game?
No.
So why is he not playing?
Brian over there with his glass of wine, with his fresh gear on, celebrate. Brian is officially packed it in. He got the record. So I don't see him coming back this year. I think LeBron may be done for the season. So in other words, you were saying he was just playing to get that record. I don't want to say that and he turn around and play because I know he'll be back. But for now, I think that the Lakers is not going to do anything this year. I think AD and all of them need to rest, get ready for next year, let these young guys develop. The Lakers are not going to do anything this year.
So
they didn't make any trades or nothing.
So you said that Russell Westbrook, did he go to Utah? Where did he go?
He's supposed to be in Utah.
So they're going to buy him out. That's what you're saying?
That's
and then the Bulls going to pick him up. Okay. But somebody said also as a rumor that he might end up with the Clippers.
We go right over to the next locker room.
They said so. Man said he might play tonight, LeBron, against the Pelicans.
Okay.
Yeah, he said he might play. He said he only missed 2 games. He only missed the last 2 games. So we'll see, man. We'll see. So yeah, man, it's crazy, man, to think that record was going to be broken. I mean, I never thought that someone would touch that because you had Karl Malone, who I think if he was chasing it, he could have got it. Mm-hmm. Right? I think Karl Malone could have got the record if he really wanted to. I think he could have got it. Right. I even think Mike Jordan could have got it if he really was going after that. Right. Because Mike had 32,000, and Mike only played like 1,000 and something games, not high thousands. I think LeBron played 1,400 something games to get it. Mike played 1,000 and I want to say like 40 games. Mm-hmm. So just imagine if Mike played 1,400. Mm-hmm. 1,400 games, that record will be, Mike would have 40,000 easy.
Shattered.
Yeah.
Shattered,
easy.
Man.
Easy. So yeah, man, we got our guy coming on, man. He's in the studio. He's waiting to get called in.
Let me give my intro real quick.
Well, go ahead.
Man, it's my man. He's one of the Chicago legends. He did his thing at DuSable High School, man. We played baseball and basketball. Then went on to college late in the game, man, and pitched a no-hitter over 30 years old. Now he coaches females softball. Man, give it up to my man, Tyrone. Man, Tyrone, come on in, big baby.
What's up, my beautiful brothers? That's what Marcus Libby always say.
What's up, my beautiful people? Yeah, man. My man. Me and Ty go way back, man. Ty knows my family and all that, man. And Ty, to be quite frankly, man, I never knew you played baseball. It's crazy.
Wow. Yep.
Man, I never knew that. But
I learned from one of your great guys. His name was Grapes.
Wow, yes.
He pitched for Dunbar.
Wow.
Wow.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy, man. And remember Big Stanley?
Stanley Cow, yeah.
Yeah, man. So I remember Stanley used to throw some heat, man, on the pitching mound. But before we even get into the baseball side, we're gonna talk about who put that rock in your hand, that basketball, man. Who put that rock, and then some of the players you played against back then too.
Yeah, well, who put the rock was my brother, Tyrone Robinson, All-State 75. I think one of the best guard combos in the state with him and JoJo Murray.
Wow. And he went to what school?
Phillips.
He
played on the 75 championship team.
Woo!
Wow.
He's a starting backcourt with JoJo Murray.
Wow.
He broke that what you call that school they went to, that little grammar school.
Oh, Douglas?
Douglas. He didn't play at Douglas.
Mm.
Came in and put in work on them, and he made that team.
Wow, that's crazy, man.
And they put on that 2-2-1 press.
So
in that little cracker box.
So your brother showed you the ropes.
I'd say my brother and basically the 39th crew.
Right.
Down there with Jeff, Sonny. That was it. We had those tournaments down there when we was young. Man, Steve-O was probably one of the best underrated backcourts in Chicago.
Facts. And I was telling Bob about that. My cousin Steve-O, man, he was a bad
little Steve-O that
boy.
went to Simeon?
Yeah.
Yep. He's supposed to transfer to DuSable, but Simeon was trying to get me to transfer to them.
Hey, I know that's y'all cousin, but Steve-O wasn't playing that much ball, though, was he?
Man,
I remember him hooping at Simeon.
Steve-O used to dunk on 6'9", 7 feet guys.
Easy.
Little skinny ass Steve-O.
Easy.
Yep.
Damn, I ain't never seen that. I heard he was cold as Leach, man.
Easy, man. Easy.
He was cold as Brian Leach?
Easy, I'm saying, man. Ups, played D, love to play D.
Yep.
Man, Steve-O was nasty, man.
I ain't even. I know they say he hoop, but I never seen little Steve hoop at Simeon.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
because some coaches, man.
I love that guy.
Yeah.
Why he ain't leave, man?
So and like what we said before we got on, I was talking to Edgar, Ty, about. He's like, man, I gotta watch that because that was my dude, Ty. So my brother watching, the show today, man, because he wanted to watch, the show about and hear some of the stories, man, that you had to share. So Ty was talking about some of my family members, Bob, Sonny, left hand.
He had one of the best jump shots I ever seen.
Right.
Wow.
So, and I used to watch these guys, right? Ty and who's those other guys? Hamp and all them guys used to come down from. Yeah, so Watusi, I used to watch these guys.
Was the man, yeah.
Man, I used to watch y'all hoop. So I'm looking, and that's why it's so important for these young cats to understand it was people that played before you that got down. So I was so busy soaking up stuff from you guys and watching y'all hoop. And when my turn came, I was like, shit, I'm ready. I'm ready. Go ahead, Ty. Keep talking, man, because I can talk all day.
Yeah, but like I said, 39th Street was the key. We had the big tournaments down there right in front of, I thought it was 39 something, but we had those big tournaments right on that outdoor court.
Yeah, I think that was
West Side guy.
39-19, I think.
Yep. The West Side guys used to come over there and try to run us. And I remember we put the work on Russell Cross now.
Yeah.
Russell know that? He can remember that?
Crazy.
Yep.
And tell him, Ty, it was one hoop that was a little taller than the other one.
One was taller than the other.
Yeah. So
if you could dunk on that tall hoop, you was the man.
Yes, sir.
Steve-O used to dunk on that tall one.
Yeah. So when you went to DuSable, and people probably didn't know that DuSable was a powerhouse. I mean, DuSable, Phillips High School, and then you had on the west side Marshall, who was, being talked about in the 70s. And so when you went to DuSable, who was some of the guys you looked up to? Was it Maurice Cheeks?
It was Cheeks. It was David Anderson, and the guy that played beside me was Stephon Butler. And people say Tim Hardaway created the crossover. Stephon Butler created the crossover.
And for those who don't know Stephon Butler, that's Deion Butler's older brother.
Mm-hmm.
He used to cross people over back in the day, but we weren't getting that notoriety.
Wow. Hey, Tyrone, you stayed in the projects?
I stayed right on 45th and Wabash, right across from those white buildings.
Okay.
Right on 45th and Wabash, right across from State Street.
Because I told you,
we had our own backyard. We used to play 4-on-4. Marcus and them family used to come down there and play us and challenge us on that 4-on-4 court in my backyard.
Them were good times.
But I was always I miss those times.
You think about it, man, back then, man, it seemed like the inner city, even though they had us pretty much sectioned off in certain areas, the communities were strong. I want to get off sports for a minute and ask you something, because you're an old school guy, man, and I talk to you all the time online. What do you see the change need to be right now for our young men that you see what's going on in the streets, Tyrone? Because from the way you were raised, we respected y'all. We understood what we had to do. What do this next generation need to do, man, to be able to regroup and get us back on track?
It's going to be hard because the laws has changed. So parent can't parent their kids the way they need to be parent. Mm-hmm. So once those laws stay the same, it's going to be hard to change it. But like you said, it's still got to start at home.
Right.
And I think that's the key. Just start. Right. They got to get back to that home base.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, and I think because of that, Ty and Rob, it's people, and I'm just gonna say there's some parents out there is not looking at being a parent, but looking at how I can make money.
Right, and they're looking at how to
right, because there's so many dollars are being thrown at these athletes, whether it's baseball or basketball. It's a lot of money being, thrown at these kids. So am I going to discipline am I going to discipline my kid, or I'm going to be like, man, you my buddy? Because if I start disciplining him, he's going to say, I'm cutting you off.
Right. And we need more sponsorship because it costs to play now.
Yes.
We didn't have to pay when we played up. They had things set up at the Park District. Park District is almost gone.
Right. And it was out of the kindness of people's hearts. Like they were really invested in youth development, to get them out of the hood, because they had all type of programs. I remember, it wasn't just sports. Yeah, it was a lot of programs back then. And I don't think no program really exists like that no more.
Nope. We even got free meals. We played ball, got free meals at lunchtime.
Yeah. Yeah. So all that has been thrown out the window. So now where do these kids go?
Yeah, but I think it's like us, come back and give free camps, things like that. I did that once at Dunbar Park. I came back and did a free softball camp. So I think we need to give back as the older guys and show the way.
Right.
Because we can talk about it, but the actions, Robert, I think is the key.
Right.
We got to go there. We got to get it done.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you. And it starts with us. If we want to make a change, then we got to be the change. And we can't just talk about it. It's just a lot of lip service going on throughout, the nation, pretty much, not just in Chicago, but everywhere. People are just talking and not doing.
Because our older generation, we didn't mind getting disrespected,
right?
Because we stood up. Now, older, we don't want to be disrespected. You don't talk to me that way. But I think the laws have changed a lot in the way we develop our kids, especially the black kids.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then, what? They're not busy enough either. They're not involved in enough stuff like we were.
Right.
Yep. So, But hey, I want to ask you something real quick, dude. Not dude, but Ty, we shooting this stuff, right? Like
Okay.
the average guy is not going back to college at 30-something years old to play baseball and get his education. Now, I see you went and got your education, went back and got your education at Northern State University in 2003, but you was a pitcher at 37 years old in college?
Yes, sir. I had well, I'll tell you the story. I moved to Minnesota, right? Because Chicago, man, them drugs hit the streets, and you couldn't get those job opportunities. So I moved to Minnesota where my guy was working with the Timberwolves. So he told me to come up here and get a job. So I got a job with him. I was cleaning out the Timberwolves locker room before I got started with him. And that's why I saw Marcus playing for them. He came in. I said, "What's up, Liv?"
Yeah.
Then he told me to stay in Minnesota. So I stayed in Minnesota. I was playing against Sidney Lowe. He was coaching the Timberwolves. And I used to play with them guys and put in work with them. And then I couldn't get no farther because I had a kid in high school. So I worked on a milk truck. I went off to University of Wyoming. I was getting recruited by UNLV back then. But I went to University of Wyoming for a semester, came back, work on a milk truck. And I always promised myself I was going to go back to school to get my education. And then once I was with the Timberwolves, I didn't even have anything to go on, like education-wise. So I went back to school, played basketball for 3 years. And then when I went to Northern State.
Then, right?
Yeah, 33, yep. I went
33?
to Northern State. I played at the JUCO for 2 years. Then I went to play at the 4-year school. And then I saw the baseball coach, and I told him I'll strike all your guys out, man. I used to pitch. So I went to the practice. I was up there. I was striking them out. And he said, "Man, you still got 1 more year eligibility left."
At 37?
At 37, yep.
Wow. Man, Ty, you saying that like it's easy to do, right? But I also wanted to, because you said something, so I want to rewind it a little bit, because most people pride will get in their way. You just said you had a shorty. So you basically was doing whatever you could, take whatever job you could to be a provider for your shorty. Yes. There's not a lot of black people or black male figures. They pride wouldn't let them take jobs like that. You see what I'm saying? True. They would say, "Man, I'm not going to clean no locker room, or I'm not going to be on no milk truck, or I'm not going to do this and that." But you, on the other hand, was saying, "No, I have to do this because I have a kid." Right? Yep. And on top of that, and on top of that, you went back to school. Yep. So big kudos to you, man, for doing that, because I think I wasn't ready. You wasn't ready. I went there, I flunked my first test, man. I was nervous, man. Flunked my first test, and I had to change my study habits.
Wow.
Yeah, but
you had to change your study habits to actually studying?
Yep.
Because that's what it be at Tyrone.
Yeah, because when you out of sync, you just like to go back to. We started back hooping. We had to go back and work even harder. But I had to go back and change my study habits because it was a long time before I was in school.
Wow.
Okay, they got a question for you, Ron. Tyrone, in your city, looking back, who were the top players in your city, and what ball players did you look up to growing up?
One of my friends that was into it older than me was Billy Harris. Me and him used to ball together. I learned a lot from him, and he was the real deal.
Wow, he's everything they say. You telling me he's everything that they say?
But I'll tell you a story. I think my brother was a little bit better than him. My brother used to put work on him, and you can ask Bernard Cooks.
Wow.
My brother used to go to work on Billy Harris. Those two used to go at it a lot.
And how tall was your brother's name?
Vincent Demp Robinson.
And how tall was
Robinson?
He was like 6 feet.
Okay.
How tall was Billy Harris?
He's about 6'4", 6'5".
Dang, I ain't know that.
Range. Curry got range. He had range.
Wow,
man, that's crazy.
But I say Billy Harris was.
Then
I look up as the coach Lonnie Cox.
Marcus
Liberty. I used to talk to him a lot, and he was a coach. He tried to get me to transfer to Robeson.
Oh. when he was over there doing the baseball.
Landon Cox. I say he was like that coach too. And then I go back to my coaches because, Billy Harris was my brother was somebody I looked up to. But I would say Lonnie Hampton and Michael Clark. Michael Clark took me by the hands when I used to play with the junior trotters with Hope.
Man, see how this stuff all comes back, man, to the people that was actually out there and about doing it for the kids. Ham, Michael
and then
Clark.
the number one that stood up was Ronnie Lester. Ronnie Lester used to be the first one at the gym.
Wow.
He used to always open the gym before all of us.
Ronnie Lester.
Yeah, Santos. They say Santos was a bad man before he messed up his knee, huh?
Yes, sir.
But he still made it to the league and played 88 years. The man got 7 titles. Rob, you got some eligibility left. Go get some buckets at Chicago State. You laughing, but when I came back home from Jackson State, I almost did that, but I was 25, and Craig Hodges was the coach. Man, I went up there wearing them young boys' ass out. I should have played that last year, but I was 25. I was like, man, let me get my degree and go get up out of here. But if I'd have known your story, hey, I'd have went for it. I ain't gonna lie, man, because I had
they did a story. ESPN did a story, newspaper articles. It was kind of different.
For real?
Yeah, back in those days.
I
put Marcus Liberty on one of the reports.
You did?
Yeah, I told him about the story in Minnesota when I saw you.
Yeah.
Went back to school.
I had to do it, but when I saw you, Ty, I did a double take. I'm like, what you doing here, man, in Minnesota? Because I know you from the crib,
Right.
And I see him on the floor, like he's on the floor, Bob. So I'm like, man, okay, my man Ty, like, he on the floor, watching us hoop and man, and I
same thing with Nook. I saw Jawan Howard too. He was surprised. Yeah. Me and him used to play on the same pro-am team.
Oh wow. Man, that's historian, man. You're a historian. And that's what I love about this show, Marcus, man. It's so many people like you, Tyrone, that like I'm just finding out all of this about you. You know what I'm saying? Man, I just feel
I don't like to brag on
time.
myself. I don't like to brag on but I thought I'm probably one of the most underrated Chicago high school basketball players that ever played because nobody couldn't stop me offensively, and I played defense too.
Mm-hmm.
So some of my biggest, I averaged 40 on King and Phillips in my senior year.
Wow.
And who was on those teams? Who was on those
Elfrid Winters?
Wow.
Elfrid Winters, that squad.
Wow.
Flip, what's his name? Fred Shepard. That group, and Carl Golston, Bernard Jackson, them. I used to put in work on those guys.
You gave them 40.
40. I averaged 40 my senior year against those two schools in 4 games.
Wow. See that?
And Taylor Bell came to our school to interview me too.
How was that?
Sometimes guy.
So Ty, how was that though, man? Going to DuSable right in the heart of the Robert Taylor. I mean,
man, I dodged gunfire on multiple times. They used to shoot out the windows, man. It was I almost got shot
out the windows in the projects.
Man, they used to scope people out their windows.
Wow,
that's crazy, man.
So it was tough in that heart of that. We used to walk to school and blizzard snow because I stayed about 4 blocks from DuSable on 45th to 49th. But it was tough in those projects, man.
Right.
But I want to ask you.
I was telling Liv, man, my sister actually dated a guy who lived in Robert Taylor's, and they had a huge family, last name the Cottons. So they took me down there, and showed me around. And I was just like in awe. There were so many people. Like, damn. Because not to cut you off, Liv, but the projects last from what? 22nd to what? 47?
22nd. We used to go down 18th Street playing that Liberty Park on that under the L.
And how many buildings would y'all say it was, fellas?
Man, that's a lot of buildings up and down State Street.
30, all the way from 22nd to 53rd.
To 53rd, so it had to be about, 100 buildings?
Yeah, and you didn't want to go down on 53rd, boy.
The whole, baby.
Down there, boy. If you beat them down there, you had to be running.
Wow. And then what was that across the street? They had the fish market right across the street from the projects where you go get the fresh fish. Remember that? I think it was right across the street from right down the street from On 22nd. But go ahead, Lib. Yeah, man.
On the 22nd.
Lawrence Fishery. That's not the one. Is
No, it's one that's right across the street from the projects. They got that fresh fish over there, man. Because I used to go down there with my guy. He used to go down there and get it. Old dude, go down there with his pistol. We're like, man, we're going to get this fish out.
Okay. So I remember they used to sell those $5 fish sandwiches too.
Ooh, the fish sandwich was great, boy, with the cheese on it. Oh, oh man, we used to bring an Italian beefs, boy. Y'all, man, we talking now.
Yeah, Chicago.
But
yeah.
I want to know, how did DuSable get that nickname, man? The Dookie. What they used to call it? The Dookie stick.
Yeah, but it was so, man, you come and do Sable, man, it was felt like it was about 90 to 100 degrees in that gym. And we turn up the heat in that gym, people coming there, man, teams be like dehydrated.
Wow.
And it was tough. That was one of the toughest places to play. It was tough to play there, and that was your home court.
I think
and Mark, we were the only team in high school who had the names on the back of our jerseys.
At DuSable.
At DuSable, yep.
Had the
And
names.
come out to the Harlem Globetrotter music and bust through the.
I remember that though. I remember that. That's and then you go down to Dunbar. So who was in y'all conference at the time? Dunbar, Phillips?
Dunbar, they had Alonzo Skangs.
Okay.
That's who Phillips. Robeson, they had a Frederick Hughes.
Frederick Hughes was
Yeah, that was one of the toughest conference I can remember.
Wow.
Because we had Dunbar with Skangs, King with Ephraim Winters, Phillips with Golston, Robeson with our Frederick Hughes, and Gage Park had Vorsey Winters.
Wow, that's some crazy stuff right there.
Yep.
You going up against some elite player every night.
Every night, yep.
Wow.
Hey, so let me ask you this: you was getting 40 like that on them, and you didn't go Division I right out of high school?
I was getting recruited by Bradley, UNLV, and Wyoming.
Okay.
I remember going to UNLV. Man, if I would have went there, man, I was with Tarkanian.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went to visit there, man, do you know they run 20? They call them UNLVs a practice. So they have to do, it's the suicide with 3 down back downs. And they ran 20 of those before every practice. That's why they was called Running Rebels.
And
I do that with my team. I do that with my team today. So when I say we got UNLVs, they get scared. But those were the schools I was getting recruited by.
Well,
I just went out to Wyoming. I was a nature boy. I liked the mountains and things like that. Then after that semester, I had to go back and just take care of my daughter. I don't think I was ready for college, to tell you the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Come out because the inner city did not prepare us for college.
Mm-mm.
And I think that's the key to the inner city. Probably they got to prepare our kids better for college.
You know, I told Marcus that the other day. I said, Marcus, beyond high school, they didn't prepare us, but the athletes who was getting scholarships like you, Marcus, you know, y'all were going to school. But the average student that was going to school, we wasn't thinking about college because that wasn't presented to us when we were there. You know, they might have had college day maybe every now and then at fair and stuff, but nobody actually sits you down and say, hey, look at this school right here. Look at this HBCU, like you the coach, you the head coach over at Jarvis Christian University. It's Jarvis Christian, right? I don't want to. You the head coach.
Jarvis
Beautiful
Christian,
HBCU, man. And you coaching the ladies, man. I'm telling you. Did you see a growth? Go ahead. I see you want to say something. I don't want to go too far.
Like I was heavy into basketball. I was coach at Bemidji State. I coached men and women basketball at Rainy River, and I kept trying to get head coaching jobs because I thought I was due and I wanted to. Nobody would hire a black coach. It was hard to get a job. Wow. So I took over the softball program at Rainy River. We took 3rd in the nation. Then I started getting calls to coach women's softball, just from my baseball background.
Mm.
And so I just started being successful in that. And I said, I just stick with this.
So
man, that's a blessing, man.
I want to ask you about women, equality, right?
Yep.
Men on the basketball side, I'm talking about basketball, men and women. Men can come out after their freshman year to enter the draft.
Right.
Women cannot. What's your thoughts? What's both of you guys' thoughts on that?
I think it needs to be even.
If they ready and they want to come out, then let them come. You know, why do we hold people choices of what they want to do in life, especially in something like that?
And a lot of people didn't know that. Like you don't see it or hear about it. I think the more people talk about it, because I saw something about Kyrie Irving, he was speaking upon that he thinks is coming, that you're going to see a woman actually come out after her freshman year and make it into the WNBA.
You mean after her senior year of high school?
Huh?
So they won't.
No, they can't come out at college at all. No.
They got to stay all four?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Man, they need to be walking out right now, man. They need to be walking out right now, man.
But nobody's talking about it. That's why it's not happening.
That's not fair.
That's why I'm talking about it now, dude.
But I look at it from a parent standpoint. If you're not the top, if you're not a lottery pick, man, enjoy your college life. Because I bet any one of y'all would love to go back to college right now today, enjoy their college life. Because they come out, and then some of them don't even go back and get their degree.
Right.
Because they're still chasing their dream.
Right.
So they really don't, and it's hard out here, man. Everything then went up, man.
Yeah. I just think they should give them options. You know, they should have an option to do.
Well, he said, you want to go back to that college life? I just got to thinking about the years at Jackson State. I just want to go back, Tyrone, right now, man. Just drop me back one more time.
Now you over there, when you talking, you sound like Billy D. Williams. Come on, don't let the smooth taste. Yeah, don't let the smooth taste fool you. That's how you sound.
But yeah, man. But I love you guys, man. Y'all brighten up my day every time I see y'all, man. It brings back a lot of memories.
Man, appreciate it.
I remember we played in that team going on the West Side together.
Mm-hmm.
Me, you, Durrell, Ebo.
Against the Browns, Randy Brown in there.
Yeah, and we who else we had? We had Hamilton, Law Hamilton.
Yeah.
We put in some work on those guys over there. They was ready to fight.
And I was a young buck.
Yep.
I was a young buck.
They bad. They wasn't ready to fight you. Ain't put it on them though, right? Right, Coach?
Yeah. So, but yeah, did Rob freeze up?
Man, we used to on lobster. Liberty and Hamilton went to work. We used to on lobster them all.
Yeah, man. They used to call us the Libertyville, man, because there was so many, us together, man, and just hoop. I just miss those days, though, Ty. I know you probably think about those days too, when we used to hoop in the Robert Taylors and then going places outside of our area and hooping and just getting that love, getting the hooper pass. No game bangers was really messing with us.
Right.
I just miss those days, man. I talk about them a lot because I'm doing basketball programs here, and I know you probably, what you're doing with the ladies. I know you bring some of your experiences to the ladies about what it takes and what it looks like to be, an athlete.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Rob, tell me the first time you ever met or heard of Marcus Liberty.
I say I knew Marcus Liberty probably before Marcus knew himself. Marcus was a young kid then. I used to play with his brothers, cousins, nephews, all that, and even his dad. His dad was, man, tall. And then once I saw Marcus come up, I was like, and his brother Durrell, both of them.
Yeah. So that had to be, Rob. That had to be like 6th, 7th grade, man. When you first, when you first saw
7th grade.
Yeah,
I used to remember y'all used to be out there watching hoops.
Yeah. So that was a long
6th
time.
grade. Then once he went off to, I think it was Crane first, right? I was kind of like, I was like disappointed. I was like, why you go all the way over there to that West Side school?
You had to ride the bus over there when nobody picking you up, Liz?
No, man, that coach.
You had to take the bus back then, baby.
That's tough, man. That was tough for a young guy, man.
You probably had to get on that L train.
I did.
You had to take 3 buses, didn't you?
No, I only took one bus straight down State
Okay.
Street and got off on 12 and then got up
Because
on
I
that
thought he was
train.
gonna go to Dunbar Phillips, man.
Yeah.
You went to one of those schools, boy, they would have been off the chain.
Oh man. And
But once you went to King, I was like, yeah, Cox got him. He's going.
It's over with.
He's going pro. That's
Yeah,
what I
man.
said. He's going.
Wow.
And then once he started playing, start getting those rankings, going to those Nike camps,
And
it
that's
was
what
a wrap.
and that's we might as well talk about it. Not just about me, but that's how you got ranked back then, attending those camps. Now it's all about the AAU and what AAU program and what shoe company you going to play with. So everybody know the crop is the EYBL Nike, right? So if you play in that, most of the time you're gonna get the number one player out of that, the Nike EYBL, right? Most of the time. It don't happen all the time, but most of the time you're gonna get that. So let's talk a little bit about that, fellas. Like, why is the rankings, so important to kids nowadays? Because I didn't get caught up in it, Rob. I really didn't tie in, Rob. I didn't get caught up in the rankings. I just wanted to hoop.
Right.
Now kids are going just for the rankings, the stars, the 5 stars, and all that. Do you guys think that's important? Or is it important to develop your skills and master your skills? Or do you go play in AAU and just pick up bad habits?
I said you got to develop those skills because that's what's going to take you on the long run.
Right.
And you see now in high school where you got these All-Americans, they're not averaging 30, 20, 30. Some of them averaging 10 points. Look at LeBron's son. How much he average a game? It ain't in the 20s, is it?
I don't think so.
Right.
A lot of these top players don't even average that no more.
And that's what one of the coaches put that out on Twitter. I shared it with you, Lib. He's like, these 5 stars, man, they playing in college right now. If they 5 stars, the math ain't mathing because they're not getting the numbers. Is it a drop off in the numbers?
Like they says about who you know, and who you with. Because these high school teams, they attacking their teams too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's how the buddy ball started. In the AAU circuit. Oh, I'm going to play with such and such. Because they got the squad, so we're not going to lose. We're going to win the EYBL.
But it's the culture now, though. The best players playing together.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah,
that's the culture, man.
Then Liberty, I think kind of racist back then with high school ball players coming up in your era. And then we was very disappointed, man. We was trying to boycott that Proposition 48 rule. I think that hurt you, man.
Yeah, it did.
Because I thought that hurt a lot of black athletes back there because they didn't want to see us prosper.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy that.
And I just want to ask you, what did you do that freshman year when you couldn't play?
Man, it hurt me because I'm going to tell you why. It hurt me basketball wise. School wise, it helped me become better because now I'm interacting with, students, constantly because I couldn't practice, so I'm meeting other people outside of basketball and getting along with them and communicating and talking. And so I had to have what you was talking about earlier, good study habits, right? I had to understand that now I got to go to study hall and now I got to understand, this is important now and not put it to the side. And that's what makes me who I am today, trying to be more organized and having a plan. Because when that 17, 18, 19-year-old, you're not thinking about being organized and having a plan. And all right, so if I get my assignment, don't put it to the side, go figure it out now. Right. And that helped me become better. But as far as basketball, the competition wasn't the same, right? So I'll go play an intramural ball, and it was totally different because I'm going 50, 60 points.
It was packed in there, though. I bet it was packed.
It was packed. And some of my football guys, Marlon Primus, and he was a bad boy, man, from California. That was one of my guys. So he was always hoop and get on the court. He can glide, fly through the air. So most football players hoop. So we would be hooping and they would get me a little better because they were stronger and faster a little bit and bodying me. But it wasn't the same as playing against a Nick Anderson in practice every day and Lowell Hamilton. I couldn't do none of that. Couldn't do it. So yes, you are correct. It did hurt me.
Hey, but Lil, remember you said you wish you would have went to Kankakee, JUCO, and just went in there and averaged 99 a night.
Well,
that's the play, right?
Yeah, but I was saying because I set out, right. I didn't have to, because then I looked at my counterpart, my guys who was there, like Larry Johnson. Larry Johnson signed with SMU. Coming out of high school, he signed with Southern Methodist University right in Dallas. Yeah. But somehow some legal stuff happened or whatever. I don't know. He got out of that and transferred to a JUCO.
Yeah, Odessa, I think
Odessa, it was. Yes, Odessa Junior College. So he went there. So that cleared him to go anywhere he wanted to after that. He wasn't tied to that commitment he had at SMU. And he met Stacey Augment. He might have been on his team or he played against him. I can't remember. But Stacey Augment told Tark, because that's where he was going, and said, man, you got to come back and get this Larry Johnson guy because he's killing down here. Right. And Tark said, does he want to come? It was just one little conversation. And Larry said, you got me. And that was it.
Yep.
Wow.
So I could have did that.
And what if you went down there with them?
Oh man, shoot! That if I'd have went to UNLV with Larry Johnson and Stacey Augment, and
your game would have fit that program,
man. Man,
Liv, y'all would have.
I can't take that Fighting Illini team away. That was one of the best college teams ever assembled.
Ever.
That was a nice squad too, though, man. Ever. I just think the coach, if Tark was at Illinois,
it'd have been a wrap.
Yeah, because y'all was flying high all over the place, Liv.
Man.
Tyrone, did you play against Flip Shepard and Carl Golston? Tell us your youngins about their games. You go.
Yeah, Flip was he was strong, man. He'll bag you in, do whatever he wanted to do to you, and then just lay it up. I know him personally. He's a good guy. Go, he was a scorer, man. He can score. That was Go. That was his game, man. He'll put up 30 on you in a minute. And he helped guide that Loyola team when he went to college there.
Mm-hmm. He was tough.
Yep. So those two guys I respected. I looked up to both of them.
And you know what? I always noticed when I was little watching people, I never looked at the size. Like people will see Carl Golston right now, go and say, man, you was little. How was you doing that? And I would look at him like, man, he balling. I didn't even see the height. You know what I'm saying? I was like, he out here killing, especially in the tournament.
And Liberty, we didn't have a 3-point line back then.
Nope. Nope.
So our points would have been higher.
That's right. So if Go was averaging 30, he would have probably been averaging 40 easy. If you was averaging 30, you would have been averaging 40. So it's because it wasn't there. It didn't come until 88, right? Because it wasn't there my senior year. It wasn't in high school in 87. So I think the 3-point line, high school 3-point line came in 88.
And then your game probably would have spread it out even farther.
Yeah.
You would have been working on that shot.
That's right. They
didn't give us the opportunity to work on that shot.
No, they didn't. But yeah, so I watched some of those guys. Yeah, I watched some of those guys too. Michael Walton, he said, "Did you?" Yeah, we already talked about that. But we'll let him answer it again. Here we go.
Did you play with Stephon Butler at DuSable? How good was Dion and Cody's oldest brother?
Well, I ran guard with Stephon in high school. Man, it was backcourt mate. We was a starting backcourt at DuSable. Like I said, he had that crossover before anybody else even brought it up. Dion, I used to hang out with Dion a lot. He dated my sister. So I used to go to all the Simeon games when they had Nick Anderson, that crew, E. Smalls. I used to always hang out with those guys during that year. And actually, if I know a guy named Kevin O'Neill, he used to coach at Arizona. And he used to see me with these guys. Did you know they hired me as a assistant coach recruiter out of Chicago to get close to these guys?
No.
Oh yeah.
With Kevin O'Neal, yep. And he used to always see me with Deion E. Small, Nick Anderson. They was trying to recruit those guys. So they saw me with them, and they tried to get a hold on me to try to get these guys to come out to Arizona schools they was at.
You took the
And Cody,
job.
yeah. Yep.
You're like, yeah, I can help y'all.
And I had all kind of Arizona stuff because Kevin O'Neal used to coach with what's his name, Lute Olson. He used to coach with Arizona back then. So I was an assistant recruiter for them out of Chicago. And Cody,
that's huge, man.
So I know all those guys. Family. Deion dated my sister back then. Knew Nick Anderson personally. Used to go to his games when he transferred from Prosser, and Deion transferred from Mendel. And I used to be at those Simeon games back when they played.
Yeah, and I'm with you on Stefan, man, because my older brother, Edgar, used to talk about Stefan a lot too. And I met him like when he was in college, but I'm like, man,
I heard
the stories that I heard about him, like his IQ too, like understanding when to shoot, when to make the pass. He was good at running a team,
penetrating dish.
Yes.
There's no film on you guys?
Man, back then, I don't think so.
That's what Liv said. There's no film on him. He can't even find nothing.
70. Only one you find on Living is those highlight clips.
Yeah, man, I need to find I want to find the whole game, man, so I can put it out there, a whole game, man, so people can stop saying Liv.
Liberty probably have those high school playoffs and championships. They might have some on him then, like the state tournaments.
We're going to find out, man.
Because whoever televised, I think WGM televised those games.
Right. I've got another question from Melissa.
Did you know or meet Ben Wilson at all? Looking back at how good of a college and maybe pro player could he have become?
Yeah, Ben Wilson was a special athlete. It's just what happened to him. Is like I said, was heartbreaking. I think he probably would have been one of the top Chicago ball players of all time, but I wouldn't rank him past Liberty though. And not just because you're on this show, but Ben Wilson was right up there.
Yeah, I like when people ask me the question, they always want to get the raw answer. Like they want me to attack or say something bad, and I never say anything bad because I always say Ben Wilson is not here to defend himself. So even if we had a debate, of course, I can still talk about what I did. He's dependent on other people to say how great he is, right? And I think that's not fair to try to compare us like that. So I always tell people, stop it, because I get it all the time. They inbox me, man, who was better, you or Ben? And I'm like, man, we got two cold cats from Chicago who did their thing, and why we have to try to manipulate it and make it something so we hate each other.
Right.
And I said, I'm not doing it. So I never got into that conversation like that, Ty. So I appreciate the love though. And Benji did have game, but we were two different type of players. And I tell people that all the time. We were two different type of players. All right, here go another one.
Liberty, is it only one player who can walk this earth and say he beat you twice your senior year? And he was a senior as well. Can you speak on him? Keith Stallings at Dunbar. He beat you twice, Liv?
Man, Dunbar in my senior year, Dunbar got us twice. And I always joke. So I'm going to leave that up there for Mike. Mike is a good dude. Mike cool. So I said, Keith, man, we wasn't even worried about y'all, man. We let y'all win, man, because we was worried about getting back downstate. So we wasn't even worried about the conference. We weren't even worried about the stalling, man. But on the real, I'll let you talk after this. But for real, Keith Stalling was a bad boy on that court. He was a two-guard, shooting guard.
Those public league schools can beat you on any night. It's like the NFL.
Yeah.
You can come in and you got your guards down. The public league was so tough, man. They can beat you on any day.
Yeah. And people don't understand. It's a lot of It be the crowd. Them people in them stands threatening you.
But you know what? But I was from that era down there, Bob. So Dunbar was like, every time we go play Dunbar Phillips, that's like a homecoming to me because for real, because everybody that went to those schools and DuSable went to those schools, went to my elementary school.
Wow.
So they would all come and support me. To make people from the Robert
on the road.
Yeah, man. So I got mad love.
And Rob, I remember we oldest varsity team beat Phillips, man. At Phillips, they turned the bus over.
Oh,
they shook the bus over. You go in those schools win, they used to turn the bus over. It was tough back then.
Oh man. So y'all on the bus and they flipped it?
No, before we came out.
Oh, before you came
out there, and they rocked that bus, turned our school bus over.
So man, y'all had to catch the CTA.
Yeah, we had to wait. They wouldn't even let us out the building yet.
Man, that's crazy, boy. People don't understand, boy. Them Chicago public schools always been rowdy, boy.
Always, man.
Always. Anything that you want, they got it for you. They got thugs and they got good kids. Which way you want to be?
I remember playing on the West Side, man. And seriously, man, like we would go into Marshall or
Marshall was tough.
Farragut, man. And I'm like, dude, police waiting on us to escort us in the gym and wait on us to come back out. I'm like, is it like this? He was like, yeah, man, get used to it. Because it's different sets, it's different gangs, So if you going from Crane to Farragut, you're gonna face them people that's under the 5. And then you go, back to Crane is under the 6. So it's like, man, you can't beat it.
Yeah, you just have to come in there with one hat, 2 hats on, broke to the right and the left. You want them both? No.
Look what Mike said, man.
I've never seen a team king with more male groupies than females, and they still have them to this day. Liv knows it.
Hey, but Mike, that is so funny. You say that, but you can say the same thing about Simeon.
Yeah,
right. It's more people like that with Simeon too.
It come with winning.
Yep.
Other school, but when you got those schools that win a lot, gonna be there. Those groupies gonna be there, male or female.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No. So Mike, that's a good point, man. You hitting it right on the nail, man.
But I think to answer y'all question from earlier, I think to help these young kids out to be the education process. We got to get them when they 2, 3 in 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th grade to get that education process going with these youngsters.
So get them.
They don't value. They don't. Yep.
Get them young.
They don't value those education. Their education.
That's number one though.
Yep.
So not only educating them, right? But also giving them that outlet to say, you know what, you can be an entrepreneur.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Go to something, try to get a trade, try to understand that try to get a trade, try to understand that you too can own your own business, or you too can run your own business. You just got to learn how to do it, right? And yes, school will help that, but not all classes is going to be related to that.
Because the education is spending more time with your kids than you are. From 8 to 3, they got you. Then you come home, you do a few things, then you're in the bed. So education got your kids more than you got.
Right. So let's talk about this before we get up out of here. Where are you at now? And are you recruiting in Chicago to try to get some girls from Chicago, some young ladies that's from Chicago to come play softball for you at your university?
Yeah, as you know me, I recruit all over the United States. I got kids from California, Alaska, New Mexico, Arizona, Florida, and Texas. And sometimes you do have some black kids that play up there in the Chicago area. And I go back to y'all statement, all of them trying to go D1. They don't want, because I coach NAIA,
Mm-hmm.
and it's hard to get some of those kids to come down here. I even had a high school teammate. I was trying to get his daughter to play, but she went to a HBCU at a D1 school. And so, I'll be up. I recruit in Illinois. I come there to some Adidas D Marini camp up there. They have tournaments, so I'll be up there like once a year in the summer, trying to recruit those kids.
So Todd, is it? I don't know the word for this right now, but is it hard for a young lady to look at your school, and if their dreams and hope is to play at a D1, like you're talking about, a major, high major, not an NAIA school, but a high major school? Is it hard for you to walk into somebody's house and say, this is what I can do for your daughter, and I promise you I'm going to make that happen and work for them? But she got her hopes that one day that top D1 school is going to walk through that door, and that it never happens. That kid misses an opportunity to be with someone like yourself because they're hoping and wishing that someone else will come and knock on that door.
Right, and I'm going through that right now. I got a sister here. This kid, she's good, D1 kid, but they haven't signed her yet. So I'm basically walking in and telling them, what are you waiting for? I said, you can come here. I'm not promising you that you're going to start, but I'm promising you that you're going to get your education. You're going to get treated as a young woman, and treated with respect and treated fairly. So, yep, I'm going through that right now. But, like you say, you got to recruit almost 1,000 of them to get one of them. You got to recruit 100 of them to get one.
Right.
So I think the key to coaching is recruiting. Mm-hmm. And that's why some of these good coaches, some of them don't even go recruit. They send their assistants.
Yeah.
Because some of the black assistants land these kids in. Like, I think you guys had one in Illinois, Collins. I think the key to coaching is recruiting, and it's about 50% of your coaching ability is recruiting.
Right.
Because if you don't got the good players, you're not going to win. I don't care how good of a coach you are.
Well, Lib alluded to it before. He said they just look at the list, and then they go from there. They don't really get a chance to go out and look at kids like they used to.
And actually, they pay us. They give these softball tournament travel teams, they actually pay us to come out to recruit.
Wow, that's beautiful.
They give us hotels. We work the camp the day before the tournament. They give us about $500. Give us hotels, give us meals. So softball, they actually pay us to come out and recruit.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Because that's the dream they sell to these kids. Hey, you playing this tournament, get your travel team in this tournament. We're gonna have college coaches here.
Now, do you guys give out full scholarships or is partial?
Yeah, we can give out both. So right now, our scholarship opportunities, if you got a 3.8 to 4.0, you can get a full ride, academic.
And that's in any sport?
That's at any sport. But normally we can get, like our school only costs $20,000. We can get kids up to 12. We got a couple of fulls we can get our pitchers and best players. But we can get you up to 12 academically and athletically. Okay. And then if you Pell, that covers all the rest.
Wow.
Because see, now we used to get Pell. We used to get Pell when we was in school with our scholarships.
Right.
Now the school done caught on. They getting that Pell money now.
Wow. Yeah. The money used to go to the student, right?
Yeah. Now, do y'all have a basketball program too?
Yeah, we was trying to get Robert Reed son up here to play. I thought he would fit in nice.
Okay. So I need to get a number on you because I have kids now that I teach, man, and all of them are not D1 kids, and I tell their parents this. I said, you want to go somewhere for like you said, for one, you get your education paid for, and then you can also play the sport too, right?
Right.
Some people don't understand that. They see all these people, these schools on television. I want to go there, but that's not meant for everybody. That's not meant for everybody. So I try to tell kids, sometimes you got to go to those smaller colleges and work your way up. If you feel you that dude, go down there and destroy that. Go down there and dominate down there if that's who you are.
And I know in softball
at Tougaloo right now.
Yeah, I know some of y'all. Some softballs had these evaluation programs. Do basketball? Do they got evaluation programs to let these kids know what level they are at?
They do, but if if such and such parent is paying such and such amount of dollars, this amount of dollars, they don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear you evaluate my kid as a low D3 player. Please don't tell me that. I don't want to hear that. I just gave you $2,000, you know, and you're going to tell me that my son or my daughter is a D3 player? But that's the facts, right?
Right.
And somebody has to be honest with these parents and stop blowing smoke up their ass, talking about they this and that. Be real with them.
Let me elaborate on that, Lib. See, like what a lot of people don't understand is the difference between Division I, Division II, and Division III. And Tyrone, Coach, you know you can attest to this, and Lib, I'm sure you know this too. It's just how many varsity sports you offer for men and women.
Yep.
So
and the scholarship, like D3 can't give a scholarship.
That's right.
D2 only have about 7 scholarships. D1's got about 12 in basketball, so they can give out more money in D1. D2, you ain't gonna get that money. In D3, you ain't getting nothing.
Because you figure Division I, they got 12 to 15 varsity sports for women and men.
Yep.
So whatever sports men got, you have for women, and you get the funding.
Yeah.
That's what makes you Division I. And then as you go to Division II, they might only offer, say, 7 sports for men and women. And then, you know, NAIA, where they funded they by themselves, though. You know, y'all got your own educational system where a lot of kids from overseas come to play at NAIA to bypass the recruitment process and the rules to play.
Because we don't have rules in NAIA. We can offer kids car, house, money.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Because I had a kid, I'm recruiting that D1 kid. They asked me what kind of NLI deal I can give them.
Well, shit, I should have went there. I should have went to one of those schools.
It ain't too late, Lib. You got one more. You got one game left.
Man, and I give them buckets too. I give them buckets.
How long you staying in?
Man, 10 minutes.
You got 10?
I got 10 minutes, man. I can't do no more than that though.
And this fanatic play.
He gonna do the final 10 though. Don't starve me.
Don't starve me. Because I need to watch how it's going, how the game is going.
Yeah.
If it's going too fast, no, coach, I ain't ready yet.
Are you splitting it up into 2 minutes here, 2 minutes there?
No, I'm gonna do 10 straight, but I'm saying I'm watching how the flow of the game. So when if it's too fast, don't put me out there yet, coach. Let's see. But no, man, basketball has truly been, good to me, and I'm pretty sure it's helping you, Ty, with what you doing.
I wouldn't be where I'm at without basketball.
Yeah. So man, and I try to tell our youngsters that, man, when you play a sport, think about it. It's positions in every sport you play pretty much, unless it's an individual sport. Right. But if it's the team sport, everybody has a position. You got the first base, you got a shortstop, you got a second base, you got an outfielder. So every one of them have to play their part, right? Yep. And you have to teach them that too, not just letting them go out there and play. All right, look, somebody, if that ball is popped up and it's in the middle, you guys got to communicate.
Yeah, you got to
communicate. Who's going to get it, right? Yep. So they know that. And so that's why I said team sports help develop the mind. So when you do go work in a corporation, you understand everybody's role.
Right.
So
Let me ask Ty something about coaching females though at Jarvis though. What are some of the biggest challenges you have? Because you can't be as vocal with them as you can with men, right?
Yeah, I think what helped me is my 5 sisters and my 5 daughters. And like you said, you got to coach them up. It's tough because women bicker at each other a lot, and they hold stuff against you. Know how they hold stuff against us. Mm-hmm. So they're gonna hold it against them, and so it's tough. We have our challenges, but I treat everybody fairly and the same. Then sometimes they say you have your favorites, but you really don't have your favorites. It's just the ones who open up to you and can talk to you more, because some women won't talk to you as much. But like I said, you have your issues with women and women conflicts, as we have the most. So it's tough, but women's got to play together to be successful, because they're not as athletic as men are. That's why you see the women game. The women game is basketball is flowing better than the men's game because they work together more.
Mm-hmm.
But you're seeing a change now because you see more athletic women out here today. But back in the day, women's sports, they play together more because their athletic ability is not as good as the men.
I tell you, man. It did. I thought your screen froze up.
No,
I tell you what,
I
man.
had it muted.
The HBCU schools are being visited more and more by Caucasian students because they're taking advantage of these opportunities. Are you finding a lot of that?
Yes, and the Hispanics are taking over at the
Oh,
HBCUs. My team is about 75% Hispanic, and the
ooh,
Hispanic people are taking over. They're looking to send their kids to college more than the black kids. So the Hispanic kids are taking over more. And I tell you the truth, man, I got one white kid on the team. It's hard to get them to come to these HBCUs.
okay.
Because we stereotype. They don't want to, we're doing the same thing as the other white schools are doing. But when I was talking to my girlfriend last night, she said, "But when the black schools do it, they're gonna publicize it more."
Right.
What we doing here, they doing at Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
They partying probably even harder because they got more money.
Right. Did you guys see that quote from Don Staley the other day?
No, what'd she say?
Here it goes, right here.
Problem is, y'all got league dreams with backyard work ethic, and parents applaud this. Dawn Staley, thoughts on her comments? Is she right? I agree, man. You don't see, like, perfect example. I'll turn it over to you. I watch kids, and when I watch kids play basketball, it almost looks like a drill.
Yes.
So it seems like they drilling too much. It seems like they're doing too much training. It doesn't look fluid like it used to when we grew up. You know what I'm saying? Like the improvisational part of it is not there as it used to be, where kids can counters with, like Kyrie. I just think that the kids are not playing; they training more. That's just me.
Well, I'll speak it, then I'll let you speak, Ty, on it. It's not that the kids have league dreams and that backyard work ethic, what she said. It's who's training her or him.
Right.
So think about this. If I got someone training me that been there and done that, meaning been to the league and training me like I'm in the league, then you're gonna pick up those habits, those good habits. If I'm going to a trainer who hasn't been there, of course he doesn't know or she doesn't know what it looks like, but he's thinking or she's thinking that I'm giving him the right tools to be successful, and it's not working because he's what we call a backyard trainer.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Yep. So if I have this guy who I know his shit, and he's giving me all the valuable lessons and the teaching that I need to help me become that league dude. You see, I stole your word, Bob. That league dude to make it to that league or have that progression getting to that league, then I'm gonna have that work ethic that she's talking about, that league effort, But if I don't have that, it's like I say this all the time, Bob, and Bob laughs at me, Ty, when I say this.
Okay.
It's like a trainer who trains a thoroughbred horse, and all of a sudden this dog trainer comes out. I can train that horse. I know how to do it. But you're a dog trainer. How are you going to train this thoroughbred? So I use that analogy, man, all the time. Anybody can't train a thoroughbred horse. You got to have the right person to train that thoroughbred horse.
And Liberty, you're right. So I just take you two guys. If y'all two was giving me lessons, I'd go to Liberty if I'm trying to make the league.
Facts.
You, Bobby, I'm just gonna say it. I take Liberty to train me, because if I'm in there training with Liberty, I say, "Man, get out of here! You ain't doing what it takes. You ain't working hard."
Exactly.
Right. And another guy probably be like, "Man, just let me get this money. I'm just working out. Let me just get this money."
Right.
Yeah.
So you right on that.
You're right.
So I hope that answered your question, who ball is school, because we see that, and I know Don's. I know that's
And
exactly
it's
what she's
good coming
talking
from her. It's good coming from somebody like her.
about. Right. Yeah. Thanks.
I just think the kids don't want to be coached hard no more. Can you
No,
all look at
man,
NBA players? I'm sorry, go ahead, Ty. What you saying?
I said you right, because my best players, just like my non-best players, the best players want to be coached hard. They want to be challenged. But the ones that's not as talented, when you get on them, they shut down
Wow.
because they think you're picking on them. But I tell them, no, I'm trying to get you better. But your best players, they soak it in. They want to hear it.
So she
my
said,
bad.
can you all look at NBA players and can tell they haven't hooped or grew up with playground hoops, or tell the ones that just doing drills?
Well, I think that's probably all of the players now that's playing, because it's not a lot of playground hoop out there, especially in Chicago. I know. Now,
No.
I don't know about, other states, but New York, I know they still playing in the playgrounds. You can see by the way Kyrie Irving plays that he got a little of that playground in him. Playground, like we always said, you fall on that ground, it doesn't talk back. It doesn't hit you back. You can't. You got to get your butt up. Shake yourself off and get back up and play. But when you playing against somebody that's older than you, you can learn from them. And I think that is what's missing with this generation. If they're not playing, playground with older ball players, then they're missing something.
Yeah, because some of your best players that played against us on the playground didn't play in high school.
No.
And they was better than people that played in high school.
But they had the basketball. But they had the basketball knowledge. Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, man, it's crazy.
Yeah, drills can only take you. I'm gonna say this: drills can get you looked at sometimes, but what's gonna get you over the hump is your skills, right? People think drills and skills are the same thing. No, it's not. Drills is
robotic out there, man.
Yeah, drills is, let me do 10 with my right. Let me do 10 with my left. Let me go between my legs, this and that. Those are drills, right? Because you're not going to dribble between your legs 15, 25 times at one time, right? It might go one time, and then you're going to go with a cross, and then you go behind the back, right? So I always tell them, yeah, you want to master the drill, but you want to develop your skills.
And the only way to do that is hands-on. You got to be out there with highly skilled individuals.
Yep.
Go ahead, Ty.
Is anybody teaching defensive drills? If anybody teaching defensive drills, or they just doing all offense?
Man, most of the people.
So when they come to you, they say teach defense.
I do get some parents saying, my son is terrible on defense. Can you tell him how to sit and what he should be looking for and all this and that? And I said, well, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to invite 4 players. We're going to go 2 against 2.
Okay.
Right. And then I'm going to show him you don't hug up on your man when your man doesn't have the ball. You got to be in help positions. You got to know where your man's at and know where the ball's at. A lot of trainers are not teaching that. No, they're just saying, here you go, roll out and play and hoop. And then when it's time to play defense, because you do have to play defense, it's not just an offensive game, it's a defensive game too. So if you don't know, and I blame trainers for that too, Ty, because and coaches. So if I'm a coach, right, and I'm running a basketball program, and I never taught defense, but the game we play Saturday, and I'm screaming at my team, man, you got to get back on defense. Man, you got to guard your man. You got to be in help. But if I if I never taught it in practice, how the hell are they going to do it
in the game? Yeah.
So I always tell coaches, or I tell parents, you can know when you have a good coach if they teaching in practice. And all that screaming and yelling at a game don't mean nothing to me if you ain't never taught my kid how to play, how to box out, how to shoot, and all that. Stop it.
And you know what I tell my team?
Mm-hmm.
Practice is for the coaches. Players are for the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's facts. Yeah. That is
and
facts.
That's what I tell them, because when it's game day, I said, I'm your cheerleader. I'm a coach the X and O, but this is your day.
Wow.
But when you come to practice, that's my day.
Ty, you own it, man. You own it. That's the sign of, to me, that's a sign of a great coach. And I'll tell you guys a story, then y'all gonna get a laugh out of this one, man. I'm playing overseas, man, in Greece, right? And I'm dominating in practice. You hear me, Ty? I'm dominating. Coach comes up. Now we got a game Saturday, right? We play against Dominique Wilkins, Panathinaikos. And it's a big game, packed. So practice, you heard what I said. I'm dominating. Now we playing the game Saturday. He trying to coach me. He up there, no, you got to do, no. And I said, I ain't gonna say nothing right now, but I'm gonna wait, because this dude making me want to cuss him. Man, I want to say something so bad, but I'm like, I got a family to feed, so I can't mess that up for my family. So we in practice the next day. He pulls me over to the side. He said, hey, how come you play like an all-star in practice, and in the game you give me nothing? I said, well, I said, well, let me tell you this, coach. Do you know you're supposed to coach me in practice and let me play in the game? You're doing the opposite. You're doing the opposite. I said, coach me in practice.
Yep.
You should be enjoying, you should be managing and all that, man, when the game starts. You should know when to sub people in and out. And if you want to draw up a special play, draw up a special play. All that other stuff you doing, man, is you backwards. So you the one is at fault.
Right.
Did he change him after that, Lib?
No, they fired him.
Oh, Lib got the coach fired. Yeah,
but they brought his buddy in, and his buddy came right up to me after he got fired in practice the next day. And his buddy came up. He was mad. He said, "We're gonna give you one game." I said, "Man, what you coming at me like that for?" So he already had a little chip on his shoulder about how he was gonna come at me. So I already knew I wasn't gonna last after that. So it was like, man. So I always tell people, be careful when you go overseas, man. It's not like you think, it's crazy.
Some teams are legit.
Yeah.
Let me ask y'all OGs, why do it seem like no one plays defense? I mean, some NBA games, I'm confused on if players that's skilled at scoring or bad defense. Maybe they should bring the hand check back. Wesley, I agree with you, man.
Hold on for me.
Go ahead.
I see people getting beat back, though. I watched my son them team play the other night, and I said, man, if somebody get beat back, though, one more time, man, I am going to bust this screen open, dog. You say, man and ball, man. You get caught ball watching and your man beating you back, though.
Well, I'm going to tell you this, Wesley. Think about this, man. The NBA is entertainment. So if you playing defense, it ain't entertainment no more. Think about it. They trying to make money. That's why they doing all this running and this high scoring, high powered offenses and all that. You ain't gonna never hear them really talk about, man, that defense was awesome. They're gonna talk about somebody dunking the ball. They're not gonna never say, man, this dude is crazy on defense. They're gonna talk about, man, you see how he flew through the air. You saw how deep that three was.
Yeah. They trying to phase old Patrick Beverly style out the league. Pretty soon he gonna be the last one.
But I was so proud of Patrick Beverly because that's how he got in the league.
Yep.
Think about that. That's how he got in the league, by showing toughness and how he plays defense. I'm gonna dog you on defense. That's how he got in the league. Even though we from Chicago knew he was a prolific scorer in high school. He downplayed that. He dummied down that and said, you know what? What's going to get me in the league is playing defense.
Yep.
That's crazy, man. He was averaging like 40 in high school. You can't even see that right now because he's taking on that role of just being a defensive stopper. And that's a credit to him, man.
Man, so to all our listeners, man, we have my man Ty on with us. Talking hoops, talking softball, talking baseball, talking about Chicago, talking about education, how important that is. Man, it's a great show. So before we get out of here, drop some advice to a parent or a kid who's trying to go play at a college or a university, whatever it may be, drop some knowledge on them, Ty. And
I just basically say as a parent, hold your kids accountable for everything they do. Make sure they're doing the right thing. Make sure they got character. You know, when nobody's watching, make sure they're doing the right thing. And that's one of the keys for parenting. And be hard on your kids. And I tell parents, if you coach that sport, there's nothing wrong with you coaching your kid because you still in precious time away, you know, being with your kids. So be there for your kids as much as possible. Then discipline them when they do something wrong, let them know. But make sure you also give them that support. Because I tell my kids right now today, I want to see your parents at your games. They at least need to come to 2-3 of your games during the season for that support. So basically, the knowledge of parents, I like to say, making sure save them some money up for education. You know, put dollars away for them, and that's basically what I tell parents today: is make sure you're in your kids' life in a positive way, and hold them accountable for everything they do.
Wow,
it's real.
And what they don't do, hold them accountable.
Right.
Because the world will hold you accountable for what you do and do not do. That's right, Tyrone. You're right, bro.
Rob Reed, only way I played at that age is I did yoga for 20 years from age 29 all the way to 50.
Oh, yeah.
I did yoga and water aerobics right there at the Timberwolves facility.
Wow.
Awesome.
So and get those massages once a week too.
That's what I'm missing. I'm missing my massage
all the way up, man.
Yep.
I'm missing those massages. I got to get back on. I used to get a massage, man, at least every 2 weeks. You know, making sure the muscles. Yeah. So I'm gonna get back on that too, man. But also on the education or the knowledge to give to a parent to make sure your child is respecting the game, right? Don't show bad body language when you're getting taken out of the game. Cheer your teammates on. You know, be approachable. You know, be coachable. Understand that it ain't all about you sometimes.
And that's on my evaluation list: coachability, body language.
Wow.
I got a high premium. If your body language is bad during the game,
off my list.
Coach from UConn saying you're not even gonna get in the game.
No.
They over there pounding
because they're not ready, and you put them in the game, they're not going to perform.
Yeah.
Because it's not like you can't that light switch, man. A lot of kids don't got that light switch where you can turn it on, turn it off.
Yeah.
That light switch got to be turned on all the time.
Yeah, man, I love this show, man. This is a great show, man, today, and I think also, and we had Dennis Gates, who's doing a great job at Missouri. He was on our show, and he was basically saying this to me and Rob, that not only do I look for the 5-star athletes, I look for the 5-star character. Is his character, is he shaking hands and being nice to the person who's serving his lunch? You know, is the janitor, is he being nice to the janitor? You know, so he said he looks for all those traits in a kid because those are the kids he know he can work with. So not only do we need to teach our kids that, we need to also get them young and teach them responsibility and accountability and how to treat people.
And that starts at home, giving these kids chores like we had.
Yeah. Well, the chores is picking up the video games now.
Yeah.
And then like I tell my kids, I make them read a book. You got to read a book once a semester and report it back to the team. So those young kids need to read those books a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because that's going to even help your education. The more you read, like Shaq say, fundamentals. Reading fundamentals.
Wow. So, man, Bob, you got anything you want to add?
I'm good, man. We got the legend Tyrone on the show, baby. All bars Chicago. Let's go. We had a head coach with Jarvis Christian University, HBCU on here. Well, I'm going to get my man Eric Struthers on here, them from Tougaloo, because I think they're the number one NAIA team in the nation right now.
Yep.
And on our next show, I think we're gonna have Ricky Green come on.
Right.
Ricky Green, man. So make sure you guys tune in next Wednesday.
And Lib, I might need you to come to come to Jarvis and speak to the athletic department.
Man, let's do it. Set it up for me. I'll
Okay.
do it. I'll do it. I don't have no problem with that, man. I don't have no problem doing that. So yeah, definitely. I'll inbox you. I'll inbox you my number so you have it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Robert Reed, man, I enjoy you, what all you do, man. I think you positive to the community, and you on Facebook, but you positive. That's good.
Thanks, brother.
No, I don't know why you said that about that dude, but yeah, it's all good.
Sometimes I can't come on this show because it's a little too personal. Man.
That's the bar night, big bro. Thursday night.
But that MJ debate, man. MJ.
That's tonight.
Right.
Are you doing that tonight?
I'm doing the LeBron James, Michael Jordan debate, just starting from age 18, and we're gonna go all the way to 38. Whoever got LeBron, we're gonna start with the McDonald's game, Liv, and we're gonna, and then the next show. So anybody want to hop on? We just gonna do it tonight at 7.
The old school guys, they got the eye test. We can test talent with our eyes, but the new school, they need those little gadgets and machines to say, hey, this player is better, this player's nah. Because when I go out recruiting these pits, they have these guns where they radar the guns. I said, I don't need that. I can see what they're doing with the eye test.
Right.
Yeah. So Jordan passed the eye test over LeBron to me.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, back in the days, I mean, that's how we did it. Nowadays, it's analytics, and people look at the papers like, well, he's more efficient than this kid, And
because for 2 games, I played with Jordan on the Playboy team at the IIT. And I knew he was going to be something special because, man, he lit that gym up.
Facts.
I remember Kenny Battle dunked on him. He came right back and told Kenny Battle, let's go, and dunked right back on Kenny Battle.
Wow.
I don't know if you remember that. Dude.
I remember because I was on that team. I remember watching him. I'm like, whoa, this is something special right here, man.
Wow.
But yeah, man. And those were the good old days too, man. The Pro-Am. I really miss those days.
And we don't have that no more, do we?
No.
They had it this year. They had the Shy League. It wasn't.
Okay.
They didn't get the crowd that they wanted though.
I think Vegas then took over. NBA then took over that summer league.
Yeah. So
but remember, Chicago was always the mecca of the summer league, though.
Yeah, but that changed, man. When somebody dropped the ball, I'm just gonna say that. I think somebody dropped the ball.
I'll tell you who said. Antoine Walker said D Rose dropped the ball. He said that because we did a show with him and we was interviewing him, and he said when he let it go, when he stepped down from doing it, it was supposed to have been on Poop because he took it from Juwan Howard now. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, Juwan Howard had it in '98. And then Antoine Walker took it from him after that. He said D Rose was next in line, but he said D Rose, older brother, and them just never would let anybody have access to him.
Wow.
He said that.
Yeah,
Man, they always be asking to put somebody's question up, but I don't see it on.
Where is it at? Is it on?
Dion Hoop's page just said Marcus gets sexy darling's question on YouTube about Javon. It's
let me see.
Funny.
Let me go there and find it real quick.
Yeah, I don't see it. It doesn't come on.
Sexy darling.
It's something about my nephew. He said it's funny. So I don't know. So she's evidently probably not our friend or subscribed to it. So that's why I probably can't see it. But yeah, man, it's
I don't see it.
That's what I said. I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't see it.
So that's why we don't get to those questions a lot the comments, because we don't see them. But it's all good. But we're gonna get up out of here. So
all right, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, no, appreciate you, man, and much success to you too, my brother. Keep doing what you're doing and changing young women's lives, man, to become better on and off the field.
Absolutely, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, man, Bob, you got us, man. That was my man.
That's your
Uh,
man's
that's
man.
my man. That's like family, really, man. You really think
Y'all was.
about it.
I felt like I started to just pull up, get my footies out, and sit down on the couch and give me some tea. Y'all
Yeah,
were taking me back, like you
yeah,
know.
no, man. And you talking about you didn't know that Steve-O had game like that,
I didn't. I didn't. I've never seen
man.
Steve-O hoop at Simeon. When I saw Steve-O in the hallway, he was talking shit.
No, because remember what I said before, uh, that how people or coaches take the love away from kids. I
Mm-hmm.
think somebody took the love away from him.
Mm-hmm.
Now we see you, Dollar, when you say, can you see this? I see that, but we don't see your other question that you put up. We definitely see that one. I see that one, but we can't see the other one, darling. So if you can put it up again real quick, we can post it before we get out of here because we gotta get up out of here. Darla, if you can do it. See, look, I see this one. That's her right there, Bob. I see
Can
it,
you
right?
see? Yeah, we can see that, darling.
But I don't see. I don't
So we go to
see.
Facebook if you got Facebook and drop it on Marcus Liberty page.
No, she said I'm rewriting it now. Don't leave. Laugh out loud. So we gonna wait for her, and then we gonna see how funny this is because they said they laughing about it. So we want to see exactly what she's saying. She's probably saying something about my nephew, Javon. Man, did you see that DePaul game last night?
I did not see the
They
DePaul
played
game.
St. John's last night, and
Did
they
they
were
beat them?
up. They were up. Ended up losing the game in double overtime.
That Big East been rough though for DePaul this year.
Man, dude, I think my man Stubblefield's going to have to get him a couple, not just one dog. He gonna need about 3 or 4 dogs. You
Yeah,
know,
we'll be over there this year to work out with him. I told you I've been talking. I talked to the other coach over there. He was like, man, bring Colin up there. Bring Colin up there. The boys ain't that tough. We finna come up there, boy, get some work.
yeah, man. So
It starts on the defensive end, Lib, and you know that, man. If your team not committed defensively, you can forget about it.
well, you got to have the players too, though, Bob. It's not just you know having somebody and teaching them defense. You got to have somebody that's got that heart, that has that
But they, but
that fight in
here's
them.
here's my thing, man. And then we can get out of here once you put a question up. If you go into the transfer portal, right, and you steady getting kids that's leaving schools, they leaving these schools for a reason, right?
Right,
If they was that good, would they be letting them leave?
right.
And if you ain't the top kid in the transfer portal, you know,
Well, well,
like
no,
JL Free was when he left Valpo. He
but
was hot.
because it ain't about that though, Bob. It's about you ain't playing me, so I'm out of here.
No, I'm
Right.
saying, but when these coaches go get those kids, if you wasn't playing over here, I'm bringing you over here. If you weren't good enough to play over there, you see what I'm saying?
Well, no, I'm saying like think about this. It's some kids that went to some schools. It didn't show. No, it didn't show again. So it must be something that YouTube is not letting through on her end because it's not coming to us, or StreamYard is not letting it come through. Because every time she says she writes it, and I see what she's writing, like it didn't show up again, but it didn't. There's no way it showed up. So, but I think Bob, what happens is kids go to these higher schools and then they put their name in the transfer portal, right? Because they didn't play at those high major schools. So now you got those mid majors that can come and get them,
Right,
right?
right.
So that's what it is. It's not that they looking at it as shit. If the D1 schools actually recruited you, then hell yeah, we can come and get you at this mid major school.
That's a good deal. That's a good deal.
So I think that's what's really happening. Right? So no, Don, I'm so sorry that we could not get your question or your comment up because for some reason it's not coming through. And I think Robert Bobby Reed then looked at the YouTube page, right? And you didn't see it on the YouTube page, right?
I didn't see it. That's why I
Yeah,
was like,
so
you might want to go over to your Facebook page and drop it.
yeah, so I can go on YouTube real quick, but
I didn't see it on there.
you didn't see it.
Not at all.
Yeah, so I don't know. Don't know. Where is it? Nope, don't see it. Don't see it. Wow. Well, maybe next time, but we didn't get it, daughter. We tried to wait, but I know I have to make a run and get out of here. So, Bob, what you got, man?
Hey,
Get shout outs.
we got the who you got in the NBA All-Star game? Who you got? Who you
What you
taking?
mean?
Team
The East or
LeBron
West?
is it who's choosing?
I have never. I've not even got a chance to look and see who's all on the teams yet, too, because I'm a KD fan, man. KD not playing, so
You probably won't watch it.
yeah. So maybe we will, Jason. This is a good one. He said maybe we should get some people on who has gone through the transfer portal because these kids not trying to sit and wait to play anymore.
Okay.
Well, I can tell you because my nephew went through it.
Right.
But Javon was starting at Valpo. He wasn't coming off the bench. He was starting. So it's kind of different, because Javon was, doing his thing at Valpo, and Javon felt that he wanted more. It wasn't that he wasn't, getting what he needed. It was like, I want more, and in order for him to get more, he felt that he needed to go, transfer. So that was his thoughts. But it is some people that don't want to wait their turn and end up leaving. And then they bouncing around. Did you hear about that coach, man, in New Mexico State?
They was hazing people.
Yeah.
What was they doing though?
Man, they was saying it was some sexual stuff, man. Like,
Are you serious?
Yeah, man.
I know they got a plethora of Chicago kids over there, and it's another guy. One of the coaches from up here just got hired there. One of the brothers. I think that's New Mexico State. Anybody know what's going on over there at New Mexico State? Because I definitely saw with some hazing.
So this what she said about Dion at
Marcus. She said Javon be balling his ass off this last month. She says she's been to a few games, but she said is he gonna play in the G League All-Star team?
No,
she said Javon is so fine. That's crazy. She said he seemed like he's shy.
That's so that's the question. Okay. No, he actually got hurt, so he haven't played the last couple of games, but he's good now. He's back, ready to rock and roll. He's getting healthy, about getting that leg back strong. But he is a shy kid, approachable. Yes, he's definitely approachable, but it may look like he's not because he's a quiet, shy kid. But no, great dude, man. You get to meet him, get to know him. Javon is awesome, right? So, Doll, are you from Chicago or are you from another one of the states that they go play? Probably Indiana. Yeah, Doll.
So how do the G League All-Star game work?
I think this is like their first time doing it the same time as the NBA. So it's going to be in Salt Lake City too. So the fans voted, of course, and then I think the G League votes the rest of the players in. Do I think Javon should have been on it? Yes. because I don't think nobody was hotter than that kid in the last like 9 games. You know, he was cooking, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then the politics come in. Uh, the G League players that they signed the 2-way contracts and all that, they tend to get the shine, you know, and then guys like Javon and other guys who putting in work really don't get that opportunity to shine because it makes them look bad if this kid is outplaying the people that I gave those contracts to,
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I always try to keep his spirits up, man, because it can rattle people and get them to not want to do certain things anymore. So I keep trying to tell them, no, this is what we got to do. We got to keep doing. We got to keep pushing forward. So he's getting it, man, and he's understanding it. It's a business side to this too, Dollar. But I hope I answered the question, about nephew. But yeah, I'm gonna get him on the show, and that way you can talk to him and go from there, because he is shy, because we got him on one time and he was on and off, wasn't he, Bob? He was
Quick.
Right. So I'll get him on again. Maybe I'll do a special edition, man, and just get him on, pop on real quick when he at home. Oh, you live in Indiana? Like, she started watching him at DePaul. He gives me chills. I'm not. Can't even stand. Just fan. Wow. That's what's up. I'll definitely let him know, Darla. I would definitely let him know that he has somebody special checking him out, coming to hoop in Indiana, and we watched him at DePaul. I would let him know. All right, Bob. Shout out to them people, man. Dion, Hoop Baller Scoop, Darla, Jay Sean.
I saw Pooh chime in. She chimed in from D-Town.
Wesley. Appreciate you guys. Much love. Mike Walton, man. Appreciate you. Keith Shine, my man. Sorry, we get to that.
Shout out to Ty Rob, man.
Ty Rob for joining
giving them boys 40 a game.
Man. Who Baller Scoop? Brian Williams, Frederick.
Did you know that?
Kevin Haywood. What?
Did you know that? That he gave Go them type of bucks?
Nah, because I wasn't really watching hoops then. That was in the 70s, dude.
You were still playing marbles.
Yeah, man. So when they was in high school, yeah, man, I wasn't even really thinking about hooping. But
hey, that's like that question they asked Charles Barkley. How did he feel about the 1976 Olympic team losing to the Russian team?
Right.
And Charles Barkley said, "Well, I had just flunked my kindergarten test at that time."
Oh boy. Yeah. That was a good one, man. Dion Hoops page. Definitely, we would love to get Isaiah Ryder on. I remember watching Isaiah Ryder when he was at UNLV. Straight killer on that court, man. Like, straight baller. Didn't care who was out there. He would give people the business, man. So definitely would love to get Isaiah Ryder on the show. I think I inboxed him before and didn't get a response back yet. So I'll try again and see if he wants to come on and talk and tell his story, because that's all it is. All Ball Chicago, we let people come on and tell their story. He said Bernie Maxwell is still a classic. V Max, man.
Hey, man, I had a ball, man. He had me rolling, man.
Yeah, he did.
I laughed so hard, man, with that show, man. And all the shows, man. I tell you, man, we probably if me and Liv actually decide to sit down and look, we probably got about 200 shows, man.
Yeah, definitely.
If not, we close to 200.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
It's just been a pleasure to be able to do this and be able to just consistently get people on to just talk about basketball, man.
And have fun, man. Have fun.
Yeah.
Talking about it. Yeah. So, yeah, J.R. Ryder would definitely be a great one. So we're gonna try it. We're gonna try to see what his schedule looking like and try to get J.R. Ryder on. Again, we do all this stuff ourselves.
I'm gonna go get J.R. Reed. How y'all want it, man? Y'all want J.R. Reed?
J.R. Reed is assistant coach at Monmouth, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he's assistant coach at Monmouth. So yeah, but we're gonna definitely next week. I think we got him. I got to just make sure because he's going to be at the All-Star break. I mean, he's going to be at the All-Star weekend. Ricky Green is from Chicago, but Ricky Green played at Michigan, the Wolverines. So all that next week, hopefully we can get him on. Jamie Brandon, he's another shy kid, so Jamie probably won't come on. I'm just going to tell y'all that now. Jamie is a shy kid, so Jamie. No, he's not.
You gotta go get your boy Lavertus and Laurent.
I can Lavertus. All these guys work, so we come on at lunch. So these guys can't, get those, long lunch breaks because you know how we get long winded like we talking right now. We said we was getting off 40 minutes ago. We still talking. So E. Smalls. I see E. Smalls just joined us on All Ball Chicago. I see E. Smalls. Live in the building. Easy E. We want easy. That was my man, E. Small. E. Small was my roommate on the road, man. So every time we go on the road, I'm in the same room with E. Smalls. And people said King and Simeon guys couldn't get along.
Y'all boys grew up together though, right?
Yeah, that's my brother, E. Smalls. E. Smalls. But yeah, man. Maybe we get E. Smalls on. How about that?
Yeah, man.
We get E. Smalls on, man. So there's a lot of Simeon and Chicago people want to see and hear from Irvin Smalls. So we get Easy E on and hear some of his stories.
Yeah, I asked Irvin, how do he feel about them trying to divide Simeon up into Coach Bryant, Coach Hambrick, and Coach Smith? I said, Irvin, is it one school, one vision, one direction?
They doing what?
People were like, well, Coach Bryant was our coach back in the days because, Coach Bryant had the varsity. Okay. Before Hambrick got the job. And then people like, well, man, Hambrick, man, that was the coach we had, Rob doing his own thing because he won with them. And so they dividing it like, well, Hambrick got his state title, but this is Rob's state titles. And I'm like, it's one school, one vision, man.
And that's what Irvin just posted. He said one. He said one.
There we go. There you go, East Milton.
Yeah, he just posted. He said one. And it's funny that you said that too, Bob, that it's Simeon Academy, right? Uh-huh. So if I went there 20 years ago and they still winning, I'm proud of the program.
Right.
I'm not saying what era was better. Mm-hmm. I'm like, we still winning. When Bob Hambrick first got his championship all the way until Coach Rob has his going.
Right.
We Simeon Nation. That's what y'all say. We Simeon Nation. We Wolverines. Mm-hmm. Man, be happy. Quit trying to divide and start things. Conflicts.
Yeah, man.
If y'all wasn't winning, would you be talking this stuff? Y'all be talking about, man, get that coach up out of here.
That's the first thing people want to do, ain't it?
Yeah, but let's
get up damn coach.
Let's get up out of here, man.
Yep, well, man, it was good, man. All Ball Chicago. I'm your co-host, Robert Bobby Reed. Make sure y'all swing over to the website, www.com. Get the www.culturedevices.com. Get the device. You see, I'm created the world's first coaching device. And I got the legend, the NBA veteran, the McDonald All-American.
I'm out of here, man.
Peace.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank y'all for watching.
Chicago, all ball, Chi-town, all ball, Chicago.